A group of elite Greek soldiers silently huddle inside the belly of a giant wooden horse. Soon, they'll break out of their disguise, unlock the gates of Troy, and burn the city to the ground. For centuries, this epic tale of gods, heroes, and massive wooden statues was considered pure fiction. But most archaeologists now agree the story of the Trojan War is actually grounded in historical fact. To find the physical evidence of that war, researchers look to an area of modern-day Turkey called Hisarlik. In 1870, this man arrived at Hisarlik. Heinrich Schliemann approached the site as a treasure hunter, driven by a fixation on proving that Homer's Troy was real. Because he was impatient to find his prize, Schliemann used dynamite. He blew huge holes deep into the archaeological site, blindly searching for jewels and ancient riches. In his desperate rush to unearth a myth, Schliemann obliterated much of the actual physical history he was looking for. Deep inside his blast crater, Schliemann found a cache of magnificent gold jewelry. He immediately proclaimed that it belonged to Helen of Troy herself. When real archaeologists later dated those jewels, they found the gold was 1,000 years older than the time period the Trojan War was supposed to have taken place. Hisarlik was actually 9 distinct cities, built directly on top of one another. Schliemann blasted down to the second city. To find the real Trojan War, we must examine layers 6 and 7. The 6th layer of the city is massive. Its grand, imposing stone walls perfectly match the epic descriptions of Troy found in Homer's Iliad. But geological evidence reveals a complication. Layer 6 wasn't destroyed by a warring army. It fell due to a massive earthquake. This detail provides a historical explanation for the famous wooden horse. Modern historians suspect the Trojan horse is actually an ancient metaphor. In Greek mythology, Poseidon is the god of horses, but he is also the god of the sea, and crucially, the god of earthquakes. The Trojan horse was likely a piece of poetic code. Writers used it to describe how Poseidon sent a tectonic earthquake to crack the impenetrable walls of the 6th city, allowing enemy forces to finally breach it. As we move one layer higher in the dirt to the 7th city, the architecture changes. The walls here are far less grand than the epic fortifications of Layer 6. In the streets of Layer 7, archaeologists discovered scattered bronze arrowheads and broken weapons left exactly where they fell in combat. Unlike the earthquake-damaged city beneath it, Layer 7 was undeniably destroyed by a brutal human siege. The ancient Greek poet Homer was not trying to write a historically accurate textbook. He was trying to write an entertaining epic for the masses. He synthesized the history. By taking the massive, cinematic walls of the 6th city and combining them with the violent, bloody war of the 7th city, he created the ultimate setting for his story. We know the city of Troy existed, and we have physical proof of the siege. But did a young prince running away with a Spartan queen really spark a decade-long conflict? It isn't completely impossible. Around the same time period, the neighboring Hittite Empire went to war with Egypt entirely over a misunderstanding involving a murdered prince. But the reality of the Greek assault on Troy was almost certainly pragmatic. This was a geopolitical campaign launched to conquer new land, secure resources, and control vital trade routes. Of course, a fight over a maritime trade route does not exactly make for a legendary campfire story. The city of Troy stood on that hill, and a real war tore it down. That history is just buried underneath centuries of poetic embellishment. Poets like Homer didn't invent the Trojan War. They simply gave real Bronze Age geopolitics the mythological upgrades required to ensure the tale would survive for 3,000 years.